Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name Rasyid Sidik. At the second annual Engineering and Vocational Education Conference 2020, I will present my review literature article entitled Management Mobile Learning Massive Open Online Course Vocational Education Training, a Systematic Literature Review. This paper collaborated with Dr. Hirman Saputro and Dr. Agus Effendi from Vocational Teacher Education Department of 11 Maret University, Surakarta, Indonesia. In this era, mobile learning MOOCs present challenge for today teacher to building strong structure and encouraging the involvement and retention of vocational education training students. We are know vocational education training students are said to be competent when mastering the affective, cognitive, and psychomotor aspect of a field in its entirety. But we found limit on the use of MOOC mobile learning for mastery of psychomotor aspect. So we use a systematic literature review to answer limitation of the application of MOOC mobile learning in vocational education training. The following step is: first, determine the international journal, and then search by keyword mobile learning, MOOCs, learning management system, vocational education, and training, and then select a primary study based on criteria of publication year, and then choose a primary study based on relevant to research question, and finally, choose a primary study based on title, abstract, and research content. We find the answer is the management of using mobile learning MOOC from the planning stage, the implementation stage, to the assessment stage. Students who have positive behavior and attitude toward mobile learning will get an increase in vocational professional. But how? Planning management of behavior and positive attitude can be established in various ways, namely, first, introduction mobile learning MOOC. That's why students will gain learning experience. Second, teacher attendance. And third, docent strategy mobile learning MOOC. The implementation of behavioral management and positive attitude aim to produce students who have diligent attitude, self-efficacy, and self-regulated learning. The management of mobile learning MOOCs implementation for vocational education training is more suitable when applied in mixed between online and face-to-face learning. It's called blended learning. Blended learning enables students to gain more flexible cognitive aspect using mobile learning MOOC by enjoying various learning supporting features that have been provided on the MOOC platform, such as look the picture, tag, video, discussion forum, notification, knowledge assessment, achievement certificate, and feedback. In addition, the blended learning model supports vocational education students in improving the psychomotor aspect by paying attention to teacher demonstration during practice, asking directly, and getting feedback on the result of the practice. Thus, the increase of the affective aspect of the motivation of tendency of learning also can be obtained. Assessment of mobile learning MOOC vocational education training needs to be managed in institutional scope by involving instructor. This has been the reason for forming formal mobile learning design that was implemented using blended learning. In the following diagram, we can see that in blended learning in vocational education training, there are two forms of assessment. First, knowledge assessment using multiple choice tests available on mobile learning MOOC. Second, skill and attitude assessment using performance and observation tests when face-to-face at school. The assessment between the two is consideration of decision making by the instructor whether the student is competent or incompetent, so that student professional improvement result can be accurately measured. Conclusion: Practical skill cannot be fully constructed using a MOOC mobile learning because the presence of instructor and the integration of real condition is indispensable to vocational education training. Therefore, mobile learning implementation of MOOC on vocational education training is limited to complementary learning. This is the end of presentation for me. Apologize for the missed word and thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.